What is going on, my fellow YouTubers? This is Ricky J, baby, for Ricky J Sports, and man, do I have an announcement to make for you all. The Ricky J UFC Fantasy League is back, baby! And Season 5 is going to start once UFC 209 drops on Saturday night. And for all you guys that are new that don't know about the UFC Fantasy League on our channel, well, you need to predict the main event and co-main event of future cards. In the past, what I would do is I would let you all know the schedule, but cards change all the time, and sometimes even cards get scrapped. So what we're going to do is I will let you know maybe a week before by posting a video, so keep your eyes locked on the channel. And what we do is we take part in 5 UFC events and we predict the main and co-main events. And if there's some really good intriguing fights and you guys are interested, in the comment section below, let me know and we'll even add more fights. Because don't forget, when we did Season 4, I believe it was UFC New York, we had more than 2 fights. We had more than 2 fights that we predicted. But for all of you guys that don't know, last season was epic, man. It went all the way to a tiebreaker, which was the first time ever in our UFC Fantasy League's history. It was Lucas Brodingham and Ben Delatouche. They tied after the season, so they went down into a tiebreaker, and in the end, Lucas won by the slimmest of margins. He won in a tiebreaker 8-7, but I ended up crowning them both champions, but Lucas ultimately was the champion. So wow, what a season Season 4 was. And in the past, we've had some great seasons. Pat L won the inaugural UFC Fantasy League, and then in Season 2 it was my buddy Josh Reyes and me tying it up. And then in Season 3 it was MMA God. Check out his channel, he does great predictions. He took the crown and he was loving it, winning the belt. But can't forget about Saeed, man. Saeed was doing great. And then, like I said, in Season 4, it was Lucas Brodingham winning in a tiebreak. But for all you guys that don't know, how the season works is you predict by commenting in the comment section below the main and co-main event fights of my prediction video. And if you can predict the winner of the co and main event, you get 40 points. So if you can just tell me who's going to win, you get 40 points right off the bat. But you also have to predict how the fight will end. Meaning, is it going to end by a KO, TKO, which is the same thing? Is it going to end by decision or submission? And also, you must predict the round the fight will end. So if it's going to end in the first, second, or third round. So if you say it's going to be by decision, obviously you're going to say the third round. But if it's a title fight, it's the 5th round. You get how it goes. And then I add up all the points, and then I give you guys updates. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot different than just playing the EA Sports UFC 2 game. So it's a ton of fun. So let's get right into UFC 209.
Here we go.
Here we go, the co-main event between Khabib Nurmagomedov, say that 100 times, and Tony El Cucuy Ferguson, the boogeyman. I love that guy. This fight is crazy. You know, it's probably one of the most highly anticipated lightweight fights in UFC history. It's got to be up there, top 3. And these guys are killers, man. But one would say that Khabib's record, he's 24-0. It may be a padded record because for all you guys that don't know, he fought in the Pancration Atrium Cup. He fought there. He also fought in M1. He fought in Pro FC. And his whole career hasn't been fought in the UFC, and that's fine. But he's beat some tough guys in the UFC, man. Thiago Tavares is no joke. Rafael Dos Anjos is a former lightweight champion. And also, don't forget about Michael Johnson. However, Michael Johnson was teeing off on him in the beginning. You could say it was a little ring rust, but then Khabib just turned on his inner gorilla, man. The Russian bear. Remember Oleg Taktarov? This guy is kind of like Oleg Taktarov. He has crazy top game. And I don't know, man. A lot of people seem confused when Khabib just gets his arms around you and there's nothing really you can do. And that's what happened to Michael Johnson. He was doing great in the beginning, but once he felt Khabib's wrestling, it was game over. Now talking about Tony El Cucuy, the boogeyman Ferguson, he is as tough as they come. He's on a 9-fight win streak. He also beat Rafael Dos Anjos, and what was impressive was how he beat Edson Barbosa by submission. So he is on a tear. His last loss, look at this, the irony, was against Michael Johnson, but that was way back in 2012. Now Ferguson is on a tear. I believe he's in the prime of his fighting career at 33 years old. He's doing awesome. He is flying high, and this is going to be a tough fight. I believe, man, I'm really unsure with respect to how it's going to go, but it can go either way. You know what? If Khabib gets Ferguson down, it's not going to be that easy. Like, he could smother him with his strength, but Ferguson's so crafty off of his back. He's just so durable, and he kind of just pushes forward, and he doesn't care. He has no respect for anyone's stand-up. He pushes forward, and he just keeps on coming, and he is just so durable. You could tell I'm unsure right now, but I'm going to have to go with, and I know a lot of you guys are probably going to disagree with me, but I'm going to have to go with Tony Ferguson on this one. I just think that his cardio is second to none. I think Khabib will fade later on in the rounds, and this is for the interim title. So when it goes to the fourth and fifth rounds, I think that's when Tony Ferguson is going to turn it up, and he has better stand-up than Khabib. And Khabib, he needs to really tighten up that stand-up game, because if he shows that kind of stand-up he showed against Michael Johnson, Tony Ferguson's going to light him up. And I just think Ferguson's going to just outdo him with respect to the heart, man, with respect to the heart. But I know Khabib, the Khabib guys out there may say that I'm wrong. This is number one, you know what? I'm going to take him out. Conor McGregor, no good. Tony Ferguson, no good. Michael Johnson was nothing. He was like chicken that I'm going to eat before the fight. But I'm going to have to say Tony Ferguson's going to win. It's going to be a seesaw battle, but I'm going to say Ferguson's going to win by decision. Fifth round, man. Let me know in the comment section below who you think's going to win. It's going to be tough, though. I can't wait to watch that fight.
Now, people, the main event of the evening.
Between Tyron Woodley and Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. And for all you guys that were hiding in a closet, these guys went to a draw the last time they fought. And I felt so bad for Tyron Woodley, because initially Bruce Buffer said that he won, but two judges said that it was a draw, and then one judge said that Tyron Woodley won. But if you think about it, two judges say that it was a draw, one judge said that Woodley won, so it's a majority draw. But first, Buffer said that Woodley won, and then all of a sudden he brought him back, and Woodley was so upset. You could kind of understand. And then he said it was a majority draw, which is insane. But these guys fought to a 5-round fight, and in my opinion, I think Woodley won the fight. I love Stephen Thompson. Next to GSP, Stephen Thompson's my favorite welterweight, but I definitely thought Woodley won that fight. I think coming into this fight, it's going to bear down to which guy can implement their game plan and which guy can go first, man. I think Stephen Thompson was a little gun-shy. He was respecting Woodley's wrestling a little bit too much. And I know when Woodley turns it on, he could take down he could take down Thompson at any time, but he was conserving his energy. And I think for Thompson to win this fight, he really needs to put it on him. He's got to go first. He's got to let his kicks go. Like, if you guys saw the Hendricks fight, Hendricks is a great wrestler, just like Woodley, with crazy hands, and Thompson went first, man, and utilized his kicks and finished Hendricks in the first round. So I want to see Thompson put the pedal to the metal right when the bell hits for the first round to begin. I want him to go and be first. And for Woodley, he needs to do the same. He's got to use his wrestling. He has to stop worrying about gassing out. But in my opinion, this fight, look at this, I'm stuttering, man, I'm stalling. It could go either way. My heart is with Stephen Thompson, but who knows? Woodley did do a lot of damage, and he hurt Thompson. I've never seen Thompson battered like that. So, jeez, I am not quite sure. I'm gonna have to say, you know what? I'm going to go with my heart. I'm going to have to say Stephen Thompson is going to shock the world and beat Tyron Woodley. I think Thompson's going to adapt to the first fight and be first and utilize his stamina advantage, because I believe he has the stamina advantage. And I think Thompson, you guys are going to think I'm crazy, but I'm going to say Thompson's going to win by stoppage. That's a bold statement. You know what? This is the fantasy league. No money is on the line. I'm going to say Stephen Thompson is going to win by stoppage in the 3rd round. I think he's going to catch Woodley with one of his crazy kicks, and he's going to finish him and be the new welterweight champion for the Wonder Boy. But I could see it going either way. Let me know in the comment section below. I also forgot to say that at the end of the season, the winner gets a wonderful prize. Nothing crazy, nothing big, just a little gift package that I could send you guys in the mail. So make sure to enter your predictions for the co-main event and the main event of UFC 209. And I can't wait. I'm hosting a crazy party here at my house. About 20 to 30 people are going to be here, and we are going to enjoy the fights, and I will be locked in and ready. And hopefully I'm right, man. The history with this UFC Fantasy League, I've been right up there in the top with respect to the standings, so hopefully I can get off to a good start. Anyhow, people, this is Ricky J, baby, from Ricky J Sports. Tune in to UFC 209.
And you are awesome.